Week 11 must starts. These players have advantageous matchups, and you have these guys. Congratulations. But before I get into it, welcome to the playlist. Thank you for kicking it. I am Jimzy, and this is Fantasy on Repeat. And we are back like we never left, so I apologize for missing a few videos. I got sick, the family got sick, but we're back. We're running it back like we never left. The first player I'm going to talk about is Dak Prescott, so listen up. He is a must start this week. And why? Let's talk about, because here we go. First off, it's a favorable matchup. He's facing the Raiders defense. They love running cover 3. And guess what? Dak loves to shred cover 3. He is Tony Hawk. He is Sean White. He's about to get it. He's been doing that his whole career. And a thing about Dak too, he's going to be coming off the bye. And when he does that, he is scary good. 8 games after the bye, he's averaged 26.8 fantasy points. And 3 of those games is over 31 points each. Every time Dak comes out of the bye week, he is locked in. So you should lock him in your lineup. He's a top 10 quarterback all across the board. It's a strong matchup. He's a rested body. He has a hot hand. And let's talk about the numbers, because in 2025 so far this season, he's over 2,300 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, and nearly 17% completion rate, and a 98.8 QB rating. That is steady, that's efficient, and that is productive. He's putting up 19.4 fantasy points per game, and this week the numbers are going to be going up. So yeah, don't overthink it. Dak Prescott is your must start of the week. Week 11, man. I would play Dak Prescott with confidence. All right. Now going to my must-start running backs, we're going to talk about Josh Jacobs, and he is an elite start this week. And honestly, it's not even close, because first off, the matchup as well. He's going to be facing the New York Giants, and that defense, they have been getting gashed on the ground. They allowed the 3rd most yards per carry, 3rd highest explosive run rate. That's green light territory. Next, the touchdowns. Josh Jacobs has been automatic. That's why a lot of people drafted him, because he has a strong run. He has scored in every single game but one. That is 6 straight with the touchdown. That is fantasy gold. And the workload for him, he's the Packers' clear back. He has high volume every single week. He has the touches, the targets, the red zone looks. It's all his. His name is Josh Jacobs. And that is exactly what you want, because when he pops off big. When he has a 20-plus fantasy point outing, he drops massive points. He dropped 29 fantasy points. That's league-winning upside. And now for the crazy stat. Last season, Jacob scored in 8 straight games, and that broke a Packers record, and that stood up since 1960. That is pure dominance. And if you want to talk about his 2025 numbers, he has 608 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns, 28 receptions for 237 yards, averaging 19.6 PPR points per game, and that's top-tier production. So in the end, Josh Jacobs, he has the matchup, he has the volume, he has the scoring upside. So yeah, Josh Jacobs is a must-start. Lock him in for Week 11. Now my next must-start running back, we're going to go back to him. It's going to be Quinshon Judkins. He has another strong start for Week 11, and here's why. Quinshon Judkins, he has the workhorse role. He's getting a ton of touches. Over 80% of the Browns' backfield in their last game was all his. That's elite usage. And next to big playability, the dude can break it open. Remember Week 7? That was a 46-yard touchdown that was nasty, and when he gets in space, he's gone. Now the matchup, he's facing the Ravens. Tough team for sure. They have rebounded recently, but they're still giving up solid games to running backs this year. And Judkins has already produced against tough defenses like the Packers back in Week 3. So with Judkins this week, it comes with a lot of upside, because this game could be high scoring. And that means that there's more chances for Judkins to find the end zone. And check this out too, because in Week 7, he rushed for 80-plus yards and 3 touchdowns. That's serious firepower. And the numbers so far this season, he's had 561 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns in 8 games played. He's averaging 70 yards per game. That's 4 yards per carry. And that's solid production all around, so do not sleep on Quinshon Judkins. And for the reminder, he's getting that volume, he's got the explosiveness, and the matchup gives him upside. Quinshon Judkins is a great start for Week 11. Lock him in and let him roll. Now going into the must-start wide receivers, we're going to talk about Jaylen Waddle. And let me tell you why, because Jaylen Waddle is waddling all over the end zone, and he's getting these touchdowns. He's been the guy since Tyreek Hill is out, and he's the clear number 1 on this offense, and the volume, it's there. Since Hill went down, Waddle's averaging 15.9 PPR points per game. That's wide receiver 1 level production all day, every day. And now the matchup, man. Washington's defense, they're getting torched by wideouts. They give up big plays. They give up touchdowns. And this is a perfect setup for Waddle. He has been consistent for 3 straight weeks, double-digit fantasy points. He's heating up at the right time. And let's hit the numbers. 2025 season so far, 46 receptions, 670 yards, 5 touchdowns, averaging 14.6 yards per catch. That's explosive. He's the main target, and he's got a great matchup, and he's been producing. Jaylen Waddle is a lock, but please don't do it against me, man. I'm playing against him in my main league, and I'm kind of scared because my homie has Jaylen Waddle and Devon Achane. So I want to put Devon Achane in here too as a must start, but I'm not gonna do it to myself, dude. I don't want to torture myself. But yeah, Jaylen Waddle, lock him in, yo. And now my next must start wide receiver is gonna be Emeka Egbuka. And the good thing about him, if you don't know, I have Emeka Egbuka everywhere. So it's my time to rival my homie in this matchup that I got. But let's talk about Emeka Egbuka, man. We know he's had an elevated role now. He is the wide receiver one. Injuries, man, this sucked this year. But this leaves Emeka Egbuka as the guy in Tampa, and he's Baker's go-to guy now, and he has the targets to prove it. The last 3 games, he has 34 targets. That's a wild volume for a rookie who has been producing. Over the last 2 games, he's had 38 and 30% of the team targets. That's a true wide receiver one usage. And now the bounce back for him, because he's had a quiet stretch, but he exploded back in week 10. 13 targets, 115 yards, and a touchdown, and that's big time production. And now the matchup, because they're playing the Buffalo Bills. This is a high scoring potential. This is plenty of passing volume. And if you don't know, if you haven't seen, Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen have been talking smack to each other. This is going to be fireworks. I'm just kidding. They haven't been talking smack, but it's been fun play. It's been fun play, and this should be a fun game to watch. Again, this is a perfect setup for Emeka Egbuka to eat. And if you want to look at his numbers this season, he has 40 receptions, 677 yards, 6 touchdowns, and that's in 9 games. And one thing that's crazy about Emeka Egbuka, man, he's the first player with 25 catches and 5 touchdowns in his first 5 career games. That's elite company, and I am Asian, and I'm not good at math. I just know that's some good numbers right there. So don't hesitate with Emeka Egbuka. He's been the guy before the season, during the season, and right now. So Emeka Egbuka, lock him in week 11, plug him in, and watch him go nuclear. Now going to my must start for the flex position, where I get to choose anybody I want, any position, either running back, wide receiver, tight end. I'm going to go with my boy T. Higgins. He is a must start, and I'm going to let you know why. Because of the matchup. He's facing the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that defense, they have been bleeding points to wide receivers. They're allowing the most fantasy points to that position this year. And also, next up, the past success. He's already torched them once. Back in week 7, Higgins put up 21.6 fantasy points, and that's 96 yards and a touchdown. So yeah, he's done it before. And then the quarterback boost. Since Joe Flacco took over, man, he's been a revelation. Higgins has been locked in. 4 touchdowns in the last 5 games and averaging 19.3 fantasy points per game. Dude, I got him off the waiver wire. I'm so pumped. But that is top 5 wide receiver production. And let's not forget, he dominates man coverage. The Steelers love running that. And Higgins eats against man coverage. He has a high target share, strong yards per route run. It's a perfect setup. And now for the season stats. He's got 32 catches, 481 yards, 6 touchdowns, all in 9 games. Is steady, efficient, and is trending up. So for T. Higgins, man, he's got the good matchup. He's got the chemistry. He's on fire with Flacco. So yeah, T. Higgins is a great must start for week 11. Fire him up. Now going into the can I kick it section, I'm going to bring you my must start kicker of the week. This is going to be Chris Boswell, and it's the move. He is the move to put in Chris Boswell. He is a great start for week 11. Here's why. First off, the accuracy. Boswell is money. He is tied for the league lead in extra point percentage and one of the most reliable kickers in football. Next, he has more opportunities. The Steelers offense has been stalling lately. Aaron Rodgers has been solid, but those red zone drives keep dying. This means more field goals for Boswell. And then the matchup. He's facing the Cincinnati Bengals, who I just brought up with T. Higgins. They've been giving up a ton of field goals, and especially on the road. That's prime fantasy kicker territory. He's ranked top 5 among all the kickers for week 11. He's projected for 8.5 fantasy points. That's a solid and safe production, and that's a safe floor. The fun stat for him, back in 2024, week 11 versus the Browns, Boswell scored all 18 of the Steelers' points. 6 field goals, total domination. And now let's check out his numbers at home this year. He's 13 for 15 on field goals. He is perfect, 14 for 14 on extra points, 53 points at home. He is clutch and he is consistent. If you want reliable, you want scoring chances, and you want accuracy, yeah, Chris Boswell is your guy. Lock him in. Week 11 kicker, man. He can kick it. Now going to my must-start defense, we're going to go with Houston Texans. All right, let's wrap it up with the defense. You got to start the Texans, man. They are elite for week 11. As first off, the matchup, they're playing against the Tennessee Titans, and that offense has been brutal. They're dead last in points, dead last in yards, and they're averaging 14.4 points and 244 total yards per game. That is gold for fantasy defenses. And next, the turnover and the sacks. The Titans have 13 giveaways this year, and they allowed the most sacks in the league. And the Houston defense, they're top 5 in takeaways, a perfect setup for a big week. And now the history, man. Remember week 4, Texans shut them out 26-0, 2 sacks, 1 takeaway, complete domination. And get this too, 6 of the last 7 defenses that have faced the Tennessee Titans have finished top 10 that week. And now the production, the Texans are currently the number 2 defense in fantasy points per game in this season. And they're consistent, they're reliable, and they're explosive. And the crazy stat about them is that through week 10, Houston's defense has allowed just 16.7 points per game, and that's the best mark in the NFL. If you want to look back on their season so far, they have 22 sacks, 10 interceptions, 5 fumble recoveries, 2 defensive touchdowns, averaging 9.8 fantasy points per game. That's an elite output. I don't know what else to say, man. Tennessee Titans, it's a bad offense, elite defense, perfect combo. The Texans DST is a must start in week 11. Lock them in and enjoy these points. And I'm just going to throw it out there because I missed a few days. If you want to throw the Pats DST out there too, I'll do it. It's going to be lit. Week 11 must start. Again, these players have advantageous matchups. If you have any of these guys, I'm happy for you. Congratulations. I have a few. My homies have a few. Let's see. May the best man win. But that's it, yo. And if you like this breakdown, don't forget like, comment, subscribe. And if you need more recommendations, I'm going to have my must-sits coming out next. So don't forget, man. Come kick it with the playlist. Come through. Let's chop it up. Until next time, though. Fantasy on repeat. Jimsy's out. Peace.